enjoying our unit on Edgar Allan Poe. Our next short story that we're going to read is The Telltale Heart. Before we begin, I would like to review some vocabulary with you. So I've created a game that you can play at home from your computer to prepare you for tomorrow's class. So here's how the game will work. I will put up a definition or a picture on your slide, and you will write down the answer on a dry erase board if you have one at home, or you can write down an answer on a piece of paper, whatever is more comfortable for you. For each correct answer, please give yourself a point, and be honest. It's not anything you need to turn in. So what I'd like you to do is any words that you do get wrong is to return to those words and study them, make flashcards or any of the strategies that we've worked on in terms of building vocabulary would be useful. Alright, so here we go. Here is your first definition. In a manner that is strongly emotional. I will repeat that. In a manner that is strongly emotional. Take a moment, write down what you think the word is, and now I'm going to give you the answer. Vehemently. That is the correct answer. So once again, if you weren't sure, feel free to star it, circle it, whatever works for you, and go back and revisit the word. Now we'll take a look at the next word. And I provided a picture for you. Look at the picture. What does it make you think of? Which one of your vocabulary words do you think is illustrated in this photo? Alright, here's the answer. It is mad. So having or showing severe mental illness. So not the emotion of being mad or angry at somebody, but rather having or showing severe mental illness. It could be synonymous with crazy, but the word is mad. Think about the Mad Hatter in Alice in Wonderland, if that is a helpful point of reference. Alright, here's our next word. To make someone feel annoyed. I'll repeat that. To make someone feel annoyed. So once again, you are writing down the word that you think this is the definition of. And here is the answer. Vex. The answer to that one is vex. Please remember that you should be starring or circling any of these that you are not familiar with. Are you ready for your next word? Here we go. To form an idea. To form an idea. And the answer? Conceived. The answer is conceived. Up next, we have another picture, an illustration. What word do you think this is an illustration of? So I don't want you to have your word list out, but try to take a look at the picture. It's the ground. It seems to be separating from itself. What might the word be? Are you ready for the answer? All right. It is crevice, a narrow opening or crack in a hard surface. So the correct answer for that illustration was crevice, a narrow opening or crack in a hard surface. I think it's something that you would be familiar with. If you look at the sidewalk on your way to school, you'll see several crevices. You'll see crevices in your driveway, hopefully not in your walls, but it's possible. Crevices are everywhere. So it's a narrow opening or crack in a hard surface. Up next, the definition is to not be aware of, to not know, or identify by senses. To not be aware of, to not know, or identify by senses. And the answer is unperceived. The answer is unperceived. Alright, are you ready for the next one? Here we go. So, we have two basketball players. Looks like one of them is trying to block the shot. In some way. So what word does this make you think of? The answer is to stifle, to stop someone from doing or expressing something. So in our illustration, the guard was stifling the player who had the ball, who was about to make a shot. So the correct answer is stifle. Up next, we have two illustrations. One of a lightning storm over a field, looks like some clouds that are something that we don't see every day, and a child kind of looking at something. What do you think she is thinking? Again, I want you to think about the words that we talked about that you'll encounter in this story. What word might be a definition of? And the correct answer is awe, an emotion that is inspired by something very powerful. An emotion that is inspired by something very powerful. So in our illustrations, if you saw that lightning storm and that tornado or those clouds, you would have a sense of awe and probably fear when you looked at it. And also the little girl in the picture had a sense of awe of whatever she was looking at. All right, very good. So one last reminder, you should be writing or circling any of these words that you're not familiar with or you weren't sure about when we asked for an answer, so you can review them. All right, here's your next word. A person's outward bearing way of speaking to and treating others. A person's outward bearing way of speaking to and treating others. So what do you think this word is? Manner. The word is manner. So not necessarily manners, as in how you interact politely with another person, but the manner, the way in which you do something, the way in which you appear to other people. All right, we're now ready for our next word. And it's another illustration. We have a lion hiding in the grass on the plains of the jungle. All right, so once again, really look at the picture, try to figure out what's being illustrated for you. All right, the correct answer is stealthily. To be quiet and secret to avoid being noticed. So I know a lot of you used the stealthily when you talk about playing video games. That you're very stealthily when you're playing. So that you're quiet, but you don't want to be noticed by the other players in the game. All right, very good. So nice job with the vocabulary. You are now ready and well prepared to begin the Telltale Heart. That is not part of your homework. We will start that in class tomorrow. Please bring your word list with you and give me an idea when we start class how many of the words you think you need to go back and study. Or if you know them all, that is great as well.